who understands jokes, or who is able to take a joke or about. Hello and welcome to the Machona Podcast. I hope you had a great and productive week. Now this week we are going to talk about the perfect partner. Now I know a lot of people would want to know what constitutes a perfect partner, but let me just go on record as saying there is no such thing as a perfect partner, and there is nobody perfect, so you can't expect to find someone who is perfect in every way. We all have our flaws, and what we're going to talk about today is just a list that I compiled based on my life experiences. So this list has just some of the traits that I, in my opinion, think would, if all put together, would make a perfect partner. So what I'll do is I'll list them up, and then we can have a discussion on each one of them and see where we go. So the first one is in a person, what I look for mostly is a good sense of humor. Now, a good sense of humor, you don't have to be a clown, even though that helps. But what really that means is somebody who understands a joke, somebody who's able to take a joke, and somebody who doesn't take life too seriously. You have serious moments, but you also know when to just lighten up. Because in my experience I've had some partners who whenever you tell a joke, you have to explain it so that they don't get offended or something like that, and that really just sucks the fun out of the whole conversation. So somebody who understands jokes, or who is able to take a joke or give it as well. I mean, if you're having a hard day, most of the times what you need is somebody who's going to make you laugh at least, or somebody you can laugh with. And if you have somebody who's like that, then you're going to have a bit of comfort whenever you need it. And number two is temperament. I look for people who are not short-tempered, like people who don't get offended easily, people who don't get upset easily. And I think one of the reasons is because I try not to get upset easily as well, because if somebody says something towards me, the first thing is I look at it as they are joking, and then if with the flow of the conversation, then you would really get a good picture of what they really mean. And if they are like serious about it, then that's when you obviously get that offense. But somebody who doesn't get offended easily, that would really help, because some of us can be clowns at times, and say you have somebody with a short temper, then you probably fight every day. But good temperament is important, because it would help with having a disagreement. If you talk about things in a calm manner, without people getting upset too quickly, then that would help in solving things. Third one is patience. Patience is very important, because if you're in a very serious relationship, you're thinking about spending lives together, patience is very important, because a lifetime is a long time. And if you lack patience, then obviously, as we are not perfect, we are going to make mistakes. I would make mistakes. My partner would make mistakes. So if you have people who are patient with each other, then that would give them a room to allow the person to learn from their mistakes if they are making mistakes, and also patience to wait and understand the situations that the partner is going through, so that they can gain more knowledge about on how to help them if they do need help, or how to understand and adjust based on the the situations that are surrounding your partner. So patience is very important, and then you have being supportive. A supportive partner is very, very important as well, because as a couple, you become a team. You are supposed to work as a team, and so you need support in maybe some of the life journeys that you want to take. You need your partner to be the first point of support that you get. And if your partner is giving you that support, then even if you go out into the world, you'll be feeling like you already have someone in your corner, someone that is there for you, someone that you know has your back. So even if you're making those hard decisions, it will be very easy for you to go back to your partner and explain to them, so that they can even give you more ideas, because you know that they support you. It's very unfortunate when you are going through things and you can't go to your partner to seek help or advice, so you go to other people. That is very unfortunate, because that means you are not working as a team. If I have plans and I won't tell my partner because I feel like they are not going to understand, or I feel like they are not going to support me, that is not a good situation, because I'll end up confiding in other people. And when the partner finds out that these are my plans and I've been talking to other people, that will create tension, and the relationship, in most cases, it wouldn't survive after that, because now you know that somebody has been keeping things from you. But in most cases, this happens because of our own actions, where you're always critical of your partner, you're always criticizing everything without giving solutions. Now, because there's a difference. One of them is called constructive criticism, and the other one is just criticism. So if you are going to criticize somebody that you love, it is always good to also offer solutions to go with that criticism, because it shows that I am not in support of what you are proposing, but here is something that I think would be better for you. And in most cases, that criticism is easy to take, because they have offered you another option, and if you then want to, you can go and explore the option that has been advised to you. The other thing is intellect. I think the level of intellect should be around the same level, if not the same. It's annoying when you have to explain everything, or your partner has to be explaining everything to you. Now, when you say intellect, it doesn't mean the other person is dumb. No, it just means we as people could be in different fields, right? I am in IT, and maybe my partner is in fashion. Now, when she starts talking about fashion, if I have no idea what she is talking about, then obviously that conversation is going to be one-sided. And if I start talking about what I do and she has no idea at all, then definitely that conversation is also one-sided, and those conversations are not good, especially if you've had a long day at work, for instance, and you come home and you want to talk to someone, you want to vent. There are some times when you actually need some advice of some sort, and if the other person has no clue what you're talking about, then that becomes an issue as well, because it would be pretty much no use talking to them, right, to start with. I think it could even be academic as well, because if you're at a level where you're talking about maybe plans that you want to do and the other person just doesn't get it, then that would be frustrating, because you share your plans. If you are a team and you want to share the plans that you're thinking about with your partner, and they just can't get the idea and they can't contribute much to the conversation, then that can be frustrating. So levels of intellect, I believe, even though I know I haven't explained it properly, but it should be somewhere similar, where you can speak the same language. you can then be able to have meaningful conversations and plans on your journeys of life. The other thing is social interests. Now this is a bit important. Yeah, I would say quite important actually. It is quite important. So social interests should be at least close or similar. Now, a lot of people say this does not matter much, but I think the social interests need to be similar, if not the same, but similar at least, because you end up going to functions where you totally feel out of place if your interests are not the same. I mean, look at it in this way. I like to go to games, right? And my partner doesn't like games or doesn't enjoy games. I feel like I need to spend time with them, and this would be fun for me to go out there with my partner. And I take them along with me, and they are not having fun because that's not their thing. So that means it's almost like, I know people say you have to adapt, you have to put in some sort of sacrifice into the relationship. Yeah, that I do agree with that 100%. You have to, both of you have to sacrifice and meet in between, but yeah, you definitely do need to have similar social interests where you can enjoy to do things together. You can be able to take time off and just go and enjoy things that you both love to do. And if you do love to do the same things, and that becomes even more enjoyable because you'll be both enjoying the activity as well as enjoying each other's company. So that's why that is important. But if you enjoy totally different things, then it'll be very hard for you to have that full enjoyment of the activities, because one will be enjoying whilst the other one not really that much. They can't wait to get out of there. Of course, they like being with you, but whatever is going on is not really their cup of tea. So social interests should be similar at least. And the last one that I had on the list is physical attraction. Yeah, we love the brains. We love someone with brains. We love the connection of the mind. But physical attraction is definitely a huge issue, because you end up with someone because of how you connect mentally. But once you have been with them for some time, and if you are not physically attracted to them, then that also starts to become a problem, because you will definitely, or should I say 100%, you will be seeing other people that you think are better looking than your partner. Now, if you already don't think your partner is good looking, or you're not physically attracted to them, then that would definitely start to ruin your relationship, unless you really put an effort and work on that. Now, I know especially with it happens with us guys as well, but with ladies, in most cases they would say, oh, looks don't matter. But believe me, they do. They definitely do. You would find yourself not wanting to be seen in public with your partner, because you and subconsciously feel they don't really look that good. Yeah, it sounds very bad, but it is definitely something that really happens. And so when you are getting with your partner, just make sure that you are attracted to them as much as they are attracted to you as well. Don't be fooled by saying, I will learn to love them now. It should be something that's there already, because as time goes on, when you've been together maybe for 5 years or whatever, you've been seeing them every day, then yeah, it doesn't get better. So yeah, just make sure that is looked after. Yeah, so in conclusion, these are just some of the things that I had listed, which I feel if I meet somebody and they have all those things in them, or I'm able to connect with them on all those levels, then I would consider that person perfect. But as I mentioned earlier, I know there's no perfect person, so the best that I can do personally is to just look at some, or to try and find somebody who has more of those that I mentioned, and then with the other ones, that's when now we learn to compromise with each other, make sacrifices on some things and say, okay, this area maybe not so much, we are not so much alike, but we can learn to work together. And my partner also is thinking, okay, yeah, this area he's not so much like me, but we can still try to work together, and then together you make those adjustments and try to make something beautiful. So that's what I had. Now, if you have, I know a lot of people have different opinions, but if you have any comments or any opinions about what I've been talking about, you can always leave some comments either on my Facebook page, which is Machona, or www.machona.com. On the podcast session, you can be able to leave comments under the podcast notes, and if you leave any comment there, I will be able to see it and reply to it. I try to reply within a few hours, so that's how I'll be able to know or to see your input. If you don't want to leave a comment for the public, you can always send me a private message as well. I'll be able to respond to it, and you can also give me ideas on what I should talk about next time, and then we should be able to go on. Now, for next week, I'm thinking of bringing on someone so that we can have a discussion. I don't know about the topic yet, but there's someone who has agreed to join me, so I'm hoping that will work out, and that will be a great session as well. Other than that, enjoy the rest of the week, and keep safe, keep clean, look after your families, look after yourself, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you. Hello and welcome to the Machona Podcast. Hope you've had a productive and healthy week. Mine has been great. Just a little bit tired from work, and the weekend is almost halfway gone as well, which is quite annoying, but here we are, and we have a new episode today, and with this one I got the tips from one of my good friends, Brunel or Paige. Thank you very much for the recommendation that I do an episode on interracial relationships. Now this is going to be interesting. What I'll do is he pretty much gave me the whole script for this episode. He gave me 6 tips to talk about, but I will just try to relate them to my own personal experiences as usual, and then we'll see how to proceed from there. So, interracial relationships, these are relationships that take place between 2 people of different races. That's white and black, or black and Asian, or anything of that sort. In most cases, these relationships are pretty interesting because of the cultural differences between the 2 people involved, and also just the difference of environments as well. One race may have grown up in a different society altogether with different environment, and the other quite different from them as well, and now you blend together to try and live together. So that's usually where the issues come about in such relationships. But we'll try to look at that and see how it relates to us, and also the ways that we can go about in terms of trying to rectify any differences that may come about. I qualify to speak on this this topic because more than half of my relationships have been with people of races other than my own. So I have dated more outside of my race than my own, and so I have seen quite a lot of the things that we are going to talk about. So the first one is do not expect your relationship to be supported by everyone on either side. This happens quite a lot. I'll give an example of our culture. So our culture, when it comes to say relationships with white people, most people will look at it with a lot of interest, because I'll go on and say this: some people think being in a relationship with maybe a white person is a form of prestige, or it means you've gone a level above the others, which in my opinion is not true, because we are all people anyways, and it's just a difference of color, and so with that in mind, a lot of people, some will be looking at you with a level of jealousy. Some will be looking at it from a level of the cultural aspect, and how maybe your partner will not be able to follow the cultural expectations and that sort. And with the other races as well, maybe there could be a level of racism as well into that, where people are looking at you like you are not supposed to be dating this kind of a person, or you're not supposed to be dating someone from outside of your race. And so there's usually that opposition. And with the issue of people not supporting the relationship, I have seen that. I remember when I got married to someone of a different race, and the comments that I used to receive from especially people back home, because I was out of the country, some of them were very annoying because of the things that they were saying, like what I just spoke about earlier. Not that they did not support, but it's just that sort of negativity that comes with it, and if you're not prepared for it, you might react in a negative way as well, and just cause confusions. But support definitely is not guaranteed when you are dating someone of a different race. It's not just from the family; it could be just people in the streets as well. The looks that they will give you will definitely show you that they are not in support of your relationship. But what matters is how you feel about each other, and the support that you're getting from either sides of the family. That's, to me, what really matters. The second one is respect your partner's culture. This is also important because our cultures being different, it means that we have grown up in different environments, and the way I was brought up is definitely totally different from the way my partners were brought up. And so it used to be interesting, where I would react in a certain way, and my partner would be like, "Why do you do that?" And I remember the first time that I met her mother, she came and she hugged me. And so jokingly I said, well, you don't do that in my culture. You're with your mother-in-law, or if you are your female, your father-in-law, you're not allowed to give them a hug or even just greet them in the hand. Culturally, that's not allowed. Cultures really play a huge role, especially with us Africans who more culturally oriented. You'd find that we have a lot of things that we follow, which other races might find a bit weird. And so if that's something that you explain to your partner and you talk about those things, that will reduce a lot of misunderstandings along the way. And the third one is defend your partner when she faces racial hostilities in the best possible way. Well, the environment that I was in meant that I was the one who was different. And so yeah, I'll definitely give kudos to my partners, because whenever we encountered any form of racial issues, they definitely did stand up. And I don't know, maybe I was just dating a lot of loudmouth people, but yeah, they definitely did. And it also gives, I believe, your partner the sense of, security, knowing that you are there for them, you have their back, like literally, because in most cases people would say, well, I have your back, but when something happens, they would usually be quiet, and so you feel like you still have to defend yourself in that situation. But when the person, even if it happened to my partner, and that is coming from people of my kind, if I stand up to them and defend her, then that will give her that sense of security as well. The fourth one is be bold when introducing your partner, and feel free to move with them in public, as that gives them confidence. Yeah. I have witnessed situations where I think in most cases it was my friends from Asia. I don't know if because like India, Pakistan, somewhere there, where maybe they are in most cases Muslim. They would be, of course, dating people from another race who are not a part of their religion. And so when they see somebody who they know from their community, they would try to hide, so to speak. And, with those things, obviously, over time, your partner will notice that, when you are around your people, you try to act as if, you are not really into that relationship, or maybe someone is just forcing the relationship on you. But when you are in your closed quarters, then that's when you now try to act like you are the partner that you claim to be. So if you are putting yourself in a relationship that is of that nature, then you have to stand up. Obviously, you have to be bold. You have to show your partner that you are proud of them. You have to show your partner that you want to be with them, and therefore when you are introducing them to your, I don't know if I should use this word, but your kind, you have to be bold, because if you are bold, then it shows that you have the confidence in the relationship that you have, and so that gives them confidence as well to be around that's environment that you're in. And so this is very important. The fifth one is compromise where possible, but do not over compromise when uncomfortable. Interracial relationships, definitely you have to compromise, because as mentioned earlier, you have grown up in different environments, you have grown up in different societies in most cases, and so the way of thinking in most cases is different, but you have to work together and find common ground. Now this is where the compromises come in, where you have to obviously let go of some of your own beliefs, which you feel your partner is uncomfortable with, and just as well, if there's something that you're uncomfortable from your partner's side, they also have to make some compromises as well. And also in just I think the social settings as well, there would have to be some compromises as well, because there are certain things that probably I would not be able to do, which other races do, and just as well, them as well, there could be some things that my race or my culture does, which they are uncomfortable with. So we would have to make those compromises and find common ground, so that if we go to my partner's community, I am comfortable, and if she comes to my community as well, she would be comfortable equally. And this works well, because you would enjoy more sharing each other's cultures together, and also you would make the other person more interested in learning about your culture if you are willing to meet in the middle and make the relationship work in that matter. The sixth one is don't live to prove people wrong, but live to show that it's love that brought you together above all else. I would say it applies a lot to our community. I don't think it's Zambians only, but large parts of Africa. People would want to be in a relationship with a different race for prestigious reasons, or just to show others that they are better than them. And so you don't have to prove to people about anything, because a true relationship is about love. If you love that person, then that's when you are supposed to be with them. Not to be with them basically for selfish reasons. That is definitely wrong. And people always have things to say, whether you are doing good or you are not doing good, they will still have something to say. So don't look at people when you are in a relationship of this nature, but work on building the love that you have, and that's how you are going to grow. The seventh one is understand and respect those with contrast views, as some give them out not to injure, but fear of facing a different culture. Now with this one is a bit of a difficult one, because as much as you would want to respect those with contrasting views, it depends on the views that or those contrasting views that they are coming up with, because most of them, it's just like, no, I can't take that. And you would see that they were not constructive, so to speak. It's just those things where somebody just is just probably frustrated with their own life, and they think you're showing off to them, but that's your life really. But to be also just neutral, there are people who would give you views that might help in your marriage as well, if you are married, or just in your relationship in general. And so it is definitely up to you to make that judgment. You see where the person is coming from with their advice, and you listen to them as well, and then you can make a judgment from whatever has been advised. But it's just not being quick to react. You first of all listen to what that particular person is proposing, and then you also try to see how you can apply it to your life. If it seems to be some good advice, then definitely by all means take it and apply it and see where life takes you. And so these are the pointers that I got from my advisor. And looking back at my own personal life, with my relationships, I don't think any of them broke down because of any cultural issues or any racial issues. Most of the breakups that I had were just down to just two people really not being compatible. But I wouldn't really say that I have been in a situation where the racial aspect or the cultural aspect was in play. It's definitely an interesting situation to be in, because you get to learn more from your partner and from the things that they have gone through, especially if you've grown up in different countries. Then you definitely know that the cultures are definitely different, and you then get to teach each other, just life experiences as well, and so that becomes interesting. And I am somebody who supports interracial relationships, definitely. And if you do find yourself in one, then all I would advise is take time to learn about your partner's culture, and also take time to learn about how they have grown up and the environment that they've grown up in, and then also learn to compromise. Don't go in with your culture and also your upbringing and try to impose that on your partner, because they do not know about that. So the best thing that you can do is be flexible, and also be someone who's willing to learn, and also share your experiences as well, and then you would be able to build something beautiful. So that's all I had. It's been a short one. 20 minutes seems short nowadays because I think I've been talking too much. Thank you to Brunel once again. I got another idea, which probably will be sharing maybe midweek or at the weekend. Kevin sent me an idea for the next episode as well, which will be talking about side hustles. So I'm really excited about that, and we'll try to get some material in so that we can be able to make another great episode about it. But in the meantime, it's bye from me. You have a great week once again. Remember to stay safe. Remember to keep your family safe as well, and we'll see you on the other side. It's been Machona. Hello and welcome to the Machona Podcast. Hope you've had a great start to the week. Mine hasn't been so bad. And to start with, I'd like to apologize for the delay in recording a new episode. This was due to issues beyond my control, but here we are. And today we are going to discuss side hustles. So side hustles are a business that one does apart from their regular paying job. So this is sort of like a side business, so to speak. And this is what we are going to talk about. This was requested by Kevin, a friend of mine. The reason why we are going to talk about this is because a lot of people that I know always say they would want to do something apart from their job, but they don't seem to know exactly where to start from or what they should do. And so I think I go through that myself as well. You have a lot of ideas in your head, a lot of ideas that might bring money, that extra money that everybody needs, but you don't really know how to start or where to start from. And so I have been doing a bit of looking around to see what I can use for this episode, and I did find some advice or inspirations, which is what I would try to get some tips from, and then discuss what they concern, and then we see also how that can be applied to our day-to-day lives and environments as well. So a side hustle is just a little business in most cases which you decide to start apart from your regular job, and this is usually done maybe around weekends or after work, depending on your schedule. And so this in most cases supplements the income that one gets from their job, basically. And in the process as well, trying to maybe build a bigger business so that they can move on from their day-to-day job to that particular business. So the first one is prepare for the long haul. Now, what this means is that even a great product or service won't take you very far if you lack the grit, determination, and genuine interest in helping your future customers solve meaningful problems. So before you start a side hustle, you need to ask yourself how badly you want to succeed. If you are just toying with a business idea and entertaining the notion of striking it rich, don't expect a success to happen overnight, or that you will make it past the finish line. So in most cases, people would want that side business to solve a problem that they have. This is not a good idea because you might end up just losing your money. You would try to cut corners so that you would make that quick money, and in doing so you might end up spending more than what you actually get, because any business needs customers to start with. And if you don't have customers within the short time frame that you plan for yourself, then that means that venture is now rendered useless. If you're starting a side hustle, you need to make sure that you're prepared for an extended amount of time for you to actually be able to set it up properly, and then start to see more returns coming from whatever you set out to do. And the second one is identify your skill and areas of interest. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I always think a good side hustle is something that involves either your talents or gifts. I don't know what's the difference between talents and gifts, but yeah, something that makes you happy, something that will give you an extra motivation. Like when you're actually doing it, you don't feel like you're working, or you don't feel like you are at work, because in most times workplaces would be a bit stressful, and so you don't want to transfer that to your side business as well. Your side business should be something that is fun to do, and something that you would enjoy even if you were not getting paid for it. And I will go ahead and explain what the article actually says. It says, never enter a battle ill-equipped for the challenges you will be facing. In order to experience quick results, you must back your side hustle with relevant skills, experience, or industry knowledge. After all, business success happens only when the right skills meet the right interest areas. Just as I was explaining, if you are skilled to do something, then rightly go ahead and do it. Personally, most of the things that I enjoy to do usually like IT related, where maybe somebody would ask me to start up a website for them, and when I'm doing that, it feels like I'm just having fun, like it's just like it's mine. I'm doing something of my own, like just in my free time. And so this really helps in enjoying what you're doing. You really need to first of all look at yourself and see what skills you have, and then go into something that's relevant to what you can or what you know how to do. Number 3 is validate your side hustle with one paying customer. Now this is also quite important, because you can go ahead and spend whatever you have to set up a business, and then you find that people don't even want it. It doesn't have any customers at the end of the day, and that is a very poor waste of time, to be honest, because you would have wasted a lot of time in planning, and you would have also wasted maybe a bit of resources as well that you put into to set something up. So what you need to do first of all is, before you get serious into it, you need to make a sample first of all, and sell it to someone. And if someone truly appreciates that, then you would get feedback from them, and actually know how that your particular product is going to impact your customers. Because if you know how the product is going to impact your customers, then you are going to sell it properly. I hate people who would come to sell me something and they are just full of theories. You know, they can't give me any practical examples of how their product is going to help me, because that at the end of the day, it just looks like somebody's just lying, you know, like they're just trying to trick you. But if you actually do have valid feedback from somebody who has been helped by your product, then you would know exactly where to start, and you would know your points of argument when you are trying to sell it to a potential customer. So that is very important. The 4th one is differentiate yourself from competitors. This happens a lot in our community, where if somebody starts selling, maybe especially with the ladies, somebody starts selling maybe perfumes, a particular brand of perfumes, and they are doing well, somebody else will also look at that and think, oh, that's making money, let me also do it. But the problem is, you don't know what motivated that particular person to get into that business. You don't know, how they ended up with the products that they have. You don't know what motivated them for them to end up in that particular business. So differentiate yourself, look at the market, look at what's easy to find, and then go and look at what's in demand but is not easy to find. That's how you would differentiate yourself, because people would obviously want to get something from you if they are not able to find it elsewhere, or if the place that they are going to find it is maybe too far away from where they usually are, and then you bring it closer to them. That is going to draw attention from potential customers, because they'll be thinking about all the costs that they're going to cut if they buy from you, or if you have a particular brand that nobody else has, or very few people have, then they would have a reason to buy from you in the beginning. Because what you want is to reach customers who have not yet done business with you. Now, how are you going to reach those customers? You don't want to be the one begging people to buy things that they are able to get from just outside of your building. That is not going to work in most cases. And the 5th one is define clear goals. Set yourself some goals. Define what you want to do. It's commendable to dream big, but when it comes to actually making your side hustle a success, you will get absolutely nowhere by aiming for the end zone. It's in order to make your larger goals happen, you need to start very small. Incremental goals are very important. After bringing on one satisfied customer, it's time to get your second, your third, your fourth, and so on and so forth. You don't want to set goals where you are reaching maybe a whole neighborhood. If you don't do that, it's going to knock your confidence, because you would be thinking you have failed to achieve a goal that you set. But if you start maybe by, alright, I'm going to reach my neighbor on the left side first. You go to that neighbor, they buy your product successfully, that's a success already. That's a confidence boost. And then you go to the next one and the next one, and then you start to grow your customer base just like that, one after the other. That is what helps you to start when you are just setting up something. And so remember, define clear goals. And also the sixth one says, set milestones that will force you to launch. Now, a good viable side hustle idea should be launched, monetized, and iterated. Don't obsess over trying to build the perfect solution when you don't yet know what exactly your customers will resonate with most. Otherwise, you'll just waste precious time trapped in a perennial dream state. Draw up a simple action plan that lays out key milestones and deadlines that will guide you from start all the way to launch date. A lot of people, like myself, don't usually write action plans. You don't really put something down on paper. But when you want to start something that is quite serious, you might need to do that, because then you would be helping yourself from going off track, and also keeping your initial idea in check, because when you go back to your list, you'll be looking at the initial plans that you actually started out with, and the time frames that you gave yourself to achieve whatever goal that you had set at the beginning. And when you look back and you see how many goals you have managed to achieve, that is also going to boost your morale as well for the future goals that you're going to set. And you can even set yourself higher goals based off on the success that you have had in the past. Number 7, delegate work outside of your experience. If you don't know how to do something, please don't waste your time trying to learn and then do it right on the job. Give it to somebody who knows. This is really helpful in startups, because there are some types of businesses where you need a lot of advertising, you need a lot of maybe graphics and things like that. Now, not everybody would be able to make good and professional posters or animations or that sort of thing, but you can always delegate these things. Find somebody who has that particular skill set and ask them to assist you. Some people are happy to assist just so that you can be able to showcase their work to the rest of the world. So you'll be advertising them whilst using their service. And some would probably charge you a little fee. Now you have to first of all look at your business and then decide on whether you want to start spending on the business right there and then. But just remember that if you do not know how to do something, don't go and botch it. Please find somebody who knows how to do it. If you want them to teach you, let them teach you, and then pick it up from there. But always learn to delegate if you want to do something that is outside of your expertise. Number 8 is ask for real customer feedback. This is important. Customer feedback is always important unless you're a huge company, because without feedback from your earliest customers, you expose your side hustle to the serious risk of failure. You may be planning to build a product that doesn't do the best possible job of solving your customers' problems. Without objective external feedback, you likely execute the plan, invest considerable time, money, and effort in the process, only to lose all those valuable resources in the end. Make a habit of internalizing sometimes harsh feedback, and you will force yourself to continually improve your solution as you progress. A lot of people simply don't like criticism, but sometimes take the harshest criticism on board, and then you might not like what the person is saying or how they are coming out with their criticism, but after all is said and done, sit down, try to break down what they were talking about and look at your product and see if there's any truth in what they are saying. They might have said it in the wrong way, but be objective, and that is going to help you, because somebody who's rude in most cases would be speaking the real truth. That's something that I have noticed. Don't just listen to people who like what you're doing. Listen to even those who don't like what you're doing, because they usually have seen something that they are trying to pick apart, and that's how you know where to work on your business and patch things up. Number 9 is avoid getting fired from your day job. Obviously, you shouldn't work on your side hustle during company time, nor should you use company resources to advance your own pursuits. Not only is it unethical, but it's likely a violation of the employment agreements you have signed when you began your job. Make it a point to honor every term in your contract and to consistently deliver excellent performance at your day job, even while your side hustle picks up momentum. Compromising your quality of work and reputation in the office will prevent you from re-engaging and even potentially partnering with your old employers once you go full-time as a business owner yourself. So look at this very seriously. I know there are a lot of people who bring products to sell in their place of work. Now you have to really be careful with this one, because you don't want to be the person that's selling, during work time. Now most people would bring their product, keep it, and then maybe during their lunchtime, that's when they try to get people to have a look at what they have brought. Or maybe before work begins, or just during breaks, that's when you can be able to get people to have a look at what you're trying to sell. But don't get into a tussle with your management because of your side hustle, because as you're trying to build, you will need the money that you're getting from your day job. That's definite. Number 10 is build a sustainable flow of customers before quitting your day job. Money is interesting, because when you start seeing money that you did not bargain for, you all of a sudden start getting ideas, and some ideas can be good, some not so good. But my advice is to never leave your day job until your side hustle is providing you with a sustainable, growing cash flow that exceeds what you were getting from your day job. Most entrepreneurs have a healthy appetite for risk, but you shouldn't plunge into anything without having a decent chance of success. So wait for your side hustle to pick up first. If you're going to spend about 6 months, 1 year of building that side hustle, and you feel that even if you were to quit your day job, you would be getting as much money from your side hustle, or you would be at least be still rising in that particular area, then you might think about taking time off from your day job. But what I would advise first of all is before you totally quit, maybe build on leave days and take a long leave at the end of the year to fully cement the ideas that you have for your side hustle, and then in that free time make a decision on whether you feel it is something that you would want to get into full time. And if you don't feel comfortable, then please don't play with your job until you are fully able to sustain yourself from the side hustle, because you might end up regretting. And with this particular situation or economic situation that we are in, it might be a lot tougher to go back to your job once you have quit. So be careful, be mindful, do what you like to do, find your talents and your abilities and use them if you want to get into something that would be more enjoyable as a side hustle. And remember, if you want to go further while still looking professional, then learn to delegate the skill sets that you do not have. Find somebody who is able to do something for you at a minimum price, but something that looks professional, because you don't want to look too amateurish whilst trying to gain a business community for yourself. So find yourself a side hustle. I would definitely encourage it, or start to build one, or invest in something that has already started, because it is very hard to live on a single income. And it's sometimes, the job situation can be unpredictable, so you always need something that you can fall back on. If you have something that you enjoy, then achieving success with your side hustle is possible. And also, there are a lot of failures, but don't let the failures put you down. Keep striving, keep learning, keep working, and you will get there. This has been Machona. Hope you enjoy the rest of the week, and hopefully once again over the weekend we'll go back to our normal recording schedule and see what happens from there. In the meantime, look after yourselves, look after your families, stay safe and stay clean. We'll see you on the other side. I'm out. Hello and welcome to the Machona Podcast. I hope you've had a great week. Mine has been great. No dramas, which is good. So this week we have an interesting topic. We are talking about relationships and social media. Now, social media, as we all know, it's a great tool. Some people use it to get in touch with family, friends in distant places, or like with busy lives, you don't get to see people that often, so you use social media to check on how they are progressing in their lives and just to get in touch with them. However, with all these good things that social media has brought up, it also has some effects on relationships. And this is what we're going to discuss today. We are going to look at effects that social media would have on a relationship if left unchecked. Now, I have a list of items that I feel would be the lead causes to people looking at social media as affecting their relationships. And to help me elaborate more on this, I got some notes from a friend of mine, Tindo. Thank you very much for those notes. They were quite helpful. And so let's get into it and see what we have. So the first one that I came up with was the amount of time spent on the phone when you are with your partner. Phones nowadays are pretty much, it's like there's a magnet to a phone, like with your hand, like you just want to have the phone in your hand, even if there's nothing urgent that you are doing, but you just have the phone, you're checking status updates, you're checking people's posts, or you're checking memes. So there's too much time that is being spent on the phones. Now, when you are with your partner, this can become an issue because your partner might start feeling like you are not paying much attention to them when you are always on your phone. Imagine you're talking to someone and they are constantly clicking on the phone that starts to look like they are not interested in what you're talking about. And in the long run, that would start affecting your relationship, because I might just stop talking to you because I feel whenever I'm talking to you, your mind seems distracted by, your phone or whatever it is that you're using to access the social media. I have quite a number of friends who, they would visit you, and the whole time they've just been on the phone. And so you just, whilst you're having these conversations, they're just on the phone. And so you start to ask yourself, what are you always looking at, And they would probably just say, oh, nothing, just checking on this post or whatever, or I'm just looking at memes and whatever. And especially when, you're with someone and you're constantly looking at your phone and you're smiling, it looks like, starts to raise questions, like, what are they looking at? It could be just, you're just looking at maybe a funny video or, just memes or whatever. But so this needs to be looked at as well. You need to show some level of respect to your partner, and when you are with them, at least reduce the time spent on the phone. And if you want to be there, you would sit down with them and start showing them what you're looking at. I know a lot of people like that, they feel like they are taking part in your fun, really, you're just maybe looking at funny videos together, or you're looking at funny posts together, that kind of thing, or you're discussing whatever has been posted. That is a good thing to do, rather than you just being by yourself in the corner and looking at whatever. That could lead to communication issues down the line. The next thing is insecurities. We all have a level of insecurities. However, it just depends on the degree. That's what I would say. Everybody has a level of insecurities. Usually these insecurities are heightened by what people see on social media nowadays. You see your friends or just people you're networking with, they are posting things about their partners, they are posting photos taken with their partners, they look like they are so in love, and you look at your own relationship and that's not happening, even though your partner is with you pretty much throughout the day. But because you see others posting those things out, and they're showing them to the world, you look at the comments, everybody's like, oh, you're so in love, or as people would say, your relationship goals or whatever, and so you look at that, and some people start to get insecurities from there because they feel they are not good enough if they are not being shown or broadcasted to the world. And so this is all because you start to compare your relationship to what you are seeing on social media. But the biggest thing to remember is people post on social media usually what they wish they had. So it's not that they have it, they will just try to make it look like that's what's happening. And so when they post it, maybe they will put a catchy caption to it, and you feel like everything is perfect in their lives. But please be careful of this. Don't compare your relationship to what you see on social media. And also know that each relationship is different. And so to keep yourself from developing such insecurities, make sure that you have a good understanding of your relationship first before you start to look at others or what others are posting. The other thing is the content that's posted on these social media platforms. Some people try to be funny on social media, and others just try to be provocative, just to get people talking. And so the content that you post on there as well, if you are in a relationship, should also make sure that there's some level of respect for your partner. in some cases, I mean, it's you could have agreed to it, like, oh, we just post whatever, like just to get people talking. I know some people are like this. It's some time back, like I would usually, like be surprised at what my brother-in-law used to post, or what my sister as well, who's married to the brother-in-law, used to post as well. And so I'll be thinking, I'm like, what are these two talking about, And then I would ask, maybe I'll check with her, and she's like, oh, he's just right here next to me. And so there should be an understanding. One of the things that a lot of people have complained about is the trend that goes on nowadays about, self-love, for instance, where a lot of ladies now feel, comfortable to post their bodies on social media so that they can express self-love. Now, in as much as that boosts your confidence, there's also another person on the other side. I mean, like, I'm with my friends maybe are, connected to my partner, and my partner is posting something, maybe her body, on social media, and they see that, and obviously they start to comment about it, and that starts to get me uncomfortable. Even if it's not really about the body or something like that, there are some things where, people just post, like maybe, like I mentioned, provocative issues on there. Now, it might be something that's maybe something to do with relationships. Somebody just posts something to get people talking, and then now people who are close to my partner, for instance, start going to them, and they are now, thinking what I've posted is real, and so they start to express concern. And so that also can sometimes raise issues in the relationship, because they'll be like, why do you keep posting these things? Or you should stop posting these things because they are, making people talk, or whatever, like, or maybe I just don't like it when you post such and such a thing. I've been in a situation before where I used to post a lot of music lyrics. You're listening to a song, and then there's something that's catchy that you hear, and then you go ahead and post it. And to my partner, for some reason, she thought it was just my thoughts, and so she'll be like, oh, why did you post that? I say, oh, it's just a song that I was listening to at the time. And then he's like, oh, the words that you posted, is that how you feel? And then you're like, no, it's just good poetry, that's why I posted it. And so, there are certain people who take it literally, based on the point, the posts that you're making. So this is something that you need to be careful of, and you need to make sure that your partner understands you're in that trend of posting something that you feel might provoke people to discuss. Your partner needs to understand that, and they need to get on board, or else you might start having issues as well. Now, the other thing is just personality issues. Sometimes we just have people who are possessive, and so when they are looking at like social media, some people would be constantly stalking your page to see who's talking to you, or who you're talking to, or what you are liking, or the things that you are, or the people that you are following, and the like. And so these also start to bring problems. Like this is tied to insecurities as well, even though it's a bit different. I was in a relationship where, because I would be joking with a lot of people, or a lot of people would be commenting on whatever posts I would put up, especially photos. And the partner that I was with at that particular time was possessive, for lack of a better word. And so what she started doing was, whenever she sees someone who's constantly commenting on my posts, then she would message them, trying to find out how they know me. And so I would start getting messages, like people asking me, like, oh, I've got this person messaging me, asking me questions about you, what's going on, blah blah blah. And so it's just like, oh my goodness, you start apologizing to them. And like I would check with her. I would be like, why are you messaging people, and then she's just like, oh no, I was just checking, I just wanted to see who they are. And you're now wondering, so it became an issue in the relationship. A lot of people now, would be thinking twice before they comment on my posts, because they don't want to start explaining to someone else. And also, it's just not a good feeling where you're constantly checking to see who has commented, and start maybe thinking of removing certain comments. But please do understand your partner. That's the most important thing. Understand your partner. If there's no reason for you to think your partner is or might be cheating on you, then you have no reason to follow other people. And I think there should not be a reason to hound people who are on your partner's network, really, because the person that you are in a relationship with is your partner. So if you need to check something, you check with your partner, not other people. That just creates tension between you and your partner, and also the other people involved as well. The next thing is secrecy. Your partner, whenever they're on social media, they don't want you to see what they're doing or what they're checking. That creates a lot of tension in a relationship. There are situations where somebody's on social media, but they would never leave their phone open. It could be that they're not doing anything dodgy, but just that secrecy just raises a lot of concern, because now your partner is constantly thinking, because it's very easy to get in contact with people nowadays. So, as they call them, the DMs, the direct messages, you could have 40 people in your direct messages that you're chatting with at the same time. And if there's that secrecy, then somebody might start thinking there's something shady going on, even if there isn't. Some people ask for their partner's passwords for that, so that they know who the partner is talking to, or who's messaging the partner, or what it's about, and they're like, but that doesn't even need to be there. It also goes back to understanding your partner, and knowing the level of communication and friendship that exists between the two of you. And so it doesn't need to get weird as well. The other one is the lack of trust. Lack of trust is broad, I know, because it's something probably that starts outside of social media. So if you don't have enough trust in your partner, then social media becomes even more problematic, because if you don't trust them, then obviously you don't trust the interactions. And so whenever your partner is on social media, they are talking to someone on WhatsApp. I know Zambia, we have a lot of people making WhatsApp groups. I have been invited to a number of them. The things that are spoken about in there, in most cases, you'd be like, oh, this is a bit strange. But there are a lot of people who are making passes at each other in these groups and the like. And so if you already don't have that level of trust for your partner, then social media would definitely be a huge problem in your relationship. And so this is something that needs to be looked at. You need to have a level of trust in your partner. If you do not have this trust outside of just social media, then that's something that you need to rectify first. But definitely social media would enhance that distrust in your partner as well. The last one that I have is the circle of interaction. You can trust your partner as much as you want, but there's also the the people that they are interacting with on social media. There's a whole lot to deal with on social media. There are like all different kinds of people on social media, and so you can trust your partner, but there are a lot of thirsty people on social media, and so those are the ones that you definitely don't trust. And so with your partner, you expect them to like weed out those kind of people. But if they still keep them around, then obviously that's going to cause a bit of confusion, because you're now thinking, okay, so this person is disrespecting our relationship, but why are they still on my partner's network? And so for the respect of your partner, you need to look at the people that that your partner is not going to approve of. I know some people go overboard where when they start dating you, they want you to maybe remove all your exes from your contact list or from your friends lists, and at the same time, it's something to do with the level of trust that you have in each other, but also from your own assessment of your friends on social media. You need to make sure that you have the right interactions, you have the right circle of interaction, as I would say, and this would also give your partner some peace of mind as well, to just show them that you respect the relationship that you have. They might not be suspecting you of anything, they might not even say anything, but it's just something that you yourself have to look at and see. First of all, look at things, like, okay, the messages that this person sends me, if my partner was to see it, would they be comfortable with it? And if not, then you need to do something about it. So it's not anything to do with insecurities or lack of trust. It's just you making the right decision for your relationship, and also keeping the peace as well. So yeah, in conclusion, I mean, with social media, let's not compare what we have to other people, and also let us make sure that we use social media to a level where it does not become a stumbling block in our relationships. So having said that, I hope whatever I have talked about will help someone's relationship. And also I would still want you to give me some feedback on what you think about this same topic. But for now, we still have a great week. Remember to stay safe, keep your family safe and healthy, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Thank you. It's been Machona. Alright, so welcome to the Machona Podcast. It has been quite a while since we last recorded. I do apologize for that. I have been quite busy with other aspects of life, but it's great to be back sharing ideas. I hope you have all been well and keeping yourselves and your families safe. Even though the COVID situation is starting to clear up a bit, we have less panic now. It's still very important that we still try to keep safe at all times, and make sure that we are not putting others at risk as well. So anyways, we are starting a new series today. It's called Boy Meets Girl. And this series we are going to talk about the journey that a boy or a man takes to starting to think about having a girlfriend, and then finding the right girlfriend, and also most probably spending the rest of their life with that girlfriend. So we'll just be trying to look at, some pointers that the guys can take along the way to be able to find the right person for them. So today we are looking at an article from Elite Daily, an online media house. Now, the introduction says, having a healthy relationship offers you consistency and stability. It may be more fun having a ton of girls texting your phone, but it's a lot more stressful trying to make all those girls happy. Get a girlfriend and direct that focus elsewhere. So pretty much this is what most of the guys go through, or what we go through as guys. There's it's a time in life where the girls start to enjoy your company, or they just enjoy the man that you're turning into, and so you in most cases start to take advantage of that, and you end up having 5 or 6 people that you're talking to, but as much as fun as that could be, if you are really thinking of like settling down with someone, then you definitely aren't going to make all those people happy. So this is where now you need to zero your attention on one, somebody that you would be able to then turn all your focus on and be able to build something. Now, why do you want to build something or a relationship with someone? So the first thing is a clear direction of focus. So although your single homeboys are making the single life seem awesome as it is, having a healthy relationship with a girl can enhance your overall stability. Girls are the driving force of male behavior. And whilst your male counterparts are spending money on drinks every night, or spending countless nights sending texts to numerous girls who aren't interested, you on the other hand have better things to do. And having a girlfriend will allow you to direct your focus on things you enjoy most, such as art, your career, or any other hobbies you may have. Now, a disclaimer on this one. I think being able to have somebody who will give you that much of support for your hobbies and your art or career, you need somebody with a similar focus in life. You need somebody who understands your particular hobbies or interests, because girls can make or break a guy. Because in most cases, when you are at that level where you are looking to find someone, especially with first relationships, guys, in as much as we are the chasers, but we are much more vulnerable as well, because we are so much focused on pleasing this one person who has said yes to us, and so we end up putting ourselves second and following whatever they bring up or whatever they suggest. So if you have somebody that does not really put much focus on your interests, then you might get swayed and end up doing something that you will later on regret in your life. But if you have somebody who understands and maybe shares the same interests or a career goals as well, then you would have a good chance of getting proper and good advice for yourself, and also that support as well that you need. So the second reason is more goal oriented. So after spending countless nights pillow talking with your girlfriend, you may begin to open up and share your thoughts more on the future, or more specifically your future, because you have someone who cares for you other than yourself. You now have a partner to join your dream team to combat each of your futures, really. If you have somebody that supports your vision, then they are going to keep you on track, And let's face it, girls are a bit more mature and have the ability to keep guys more grounded and focused. Now don't get selfish. Your job is to support her in her endeavors as well. It becomes, as it said, the dream team. So it becomes a team where you expect, the girlfriend to support you in as much as you are going to support her as well, because you are now supposed to combat your futures together. So you start to help each other learn to build foundations. So whilst she's building her foundation, you're also building yours, and in the hopes that one day you will join forces more officially and be able to build something wonderful. So find somebody who's goal-oriented, and if they have similar goals as you, that's a plus, but you can also work around, supporting each other regardless. The third point is a mature idea on opposites attract. So your girlfriend is not going to be the same as you. In fact, she may be the polar opposite. So the two of you will come from a different culture, family, and social background. Learning to work through problems with someone who is the polar opposite will enable you to increase your overall patience for diverse backgrounds on every frontier, not just with your girlfriend, but with the world. So this is the problem that most of us, guys come across. You want somebody who is similar to you. This is to say, somebody who enjoys the things that you do. That's not a bad thing, really. It is good if you do find somebody who enjoys all the things that you do. But in most cases, it's far-fetched, because you are a guy, that is a girl. So in most cases, you're not really going to find somebody who enjoys everything that you do. But what you need to be is, be open-minded and leave room for differences, and then try to work with each other to be able to find, those common interests and common goals. And as opposites attract, those little differences will be teaching you something different in your life, and she'll be learning something different as well. And at the end of it all, you broaden your experiences and be able to gel together, so to speak. Don't expect to find somebody who is exactly like you, but learn to be able to work around with opposite characteristics and be able to build something from there. The other point is a shoulder to cry on. Maybe not to cry on, really. Most of the guys would say they never cry, but definitely someone or a shoulder to lean on. So many mishaps occur for a guy in his early 20s and sometimes early 30s as well. Whether it be getting arrested, a bit of a stretch, or getting fired from your job, or just being a complete idiot. No, that is something that we can relate to. We are idiots at some point. So you need that person around who won't pass judgment and serve as your distraction from distraction. I love that. Distraction from distraction. So girls are much more compassionate than your male counterparts. You are wasting time venting to them. They will just tell you to drink a beer or get over it. In most cases, I have noticed that girls have usually they do have a complete different outlook on an issue. You can have a problem or an issue that you're going through, and when you talk to your male counterparts, the ideas or the advice that you would get from them will in most cases differ from what you might get from the female version or the female side. And in most cases, react to a situation in a compassionate way, which means they would be looking to make you happy, or to calm you down when you are going through something that is stressful, whilst your male counterparts are just more focused on getting the problem solved. They don't really care about, like, your emotional side of things. They just want to get that issue resolved, whilst our female compatriots will be looking to our emotional side as well. So that's why you do need, to have that shoulder to cry or lean on when you go through such things. Money saver. Okay. Some would disagree, but having a girlfriend is more cost effective for your wallet. In no way am I implying you grab some sugar mama or start using some low self-esteem girl for her bank account, but more of a utilize your resources type of approach. Now, in your early 20s, sometimes even mid-20s and late 20s, money is always the issue. Most likely both of you are pretty broke, but together you always are pretty well off. So with your long-time girlfriend, you can now split the cost of the following items, rent, gas, food, and hotel for your vacation, because you can only vacation if you have extra cash. And besides, going on several dates with one girl is cheaper than going on several dates with several girls, because when you are going on dates with one girl, you already know what each one wants, rather than going on dates with several girls where you don't know what they want, so you're out there trying to impress them, or they are out there trying to take advantage of that time that they are spending with you, and really going deep into your pockets. But if it's somebody that you have been with for some time, then they understand your financial situation, and then there'll be more understanding, and they would be actually even helping you to save if they are the right person, really. And here it talks about being able to split costs. I know in our society that's a bit of a difficult one, because from what I have noticed in our society, at least, girls are the ones that expect guys to spend. And but this is not saying that you won't find somebody who thinks more on the helping each other in financial situations. But yeah, so if you do find somebody that's that has the best interest for you, then obviously, and if they are a team player, then they are definitely going to chip in, and you'll be able to have a bit more money to save, which, if you are in it for the long haul, then you're going to use that money later on and be able to build your lives with it. More adventures, always having a homie. I mean, who's really going to go and see those girly movies with you? It's definitely not going to be the guys. You might as well just watch them by yourself, because it's a bit weird watching like those chick flicks. But having a girlfriend allows you to indulge in so many other activities that you can't do with your male friends. And besides, some things are more enjoyable if someone of the opposite side is present. You can always count on your girlfriend to roll out with you in case your boys sell you out. Now, boys will sell you out very quickly when they see a female or a girl. And so if you have plans with the boys, and all of a sudden a girl says, "Oh, I'm free tonight," or "I'm free today," then definitely you would expect those plans to be cancelled, and hence you've been sold out. But if you have a girlfriend, then you always have somebody to count on, because in as much as you want to spend time with them, they also want to do the same with you, if you're lucky. And so this kind of gives you a friend always, or a homie, that you can always depend on, or even if you're not seeing each other every day, and it doesn't mean when you're in a relationship you see each other every day, but you still do have somebody that you can easily pick up the phone and talk to, and be able to just share, those times with. The other point is the ability to become selfless. Now, this is the best quality to obtain from a relationship, and should be the best one, really, because we live in such an individualistic society, and for the millennials, that means complete selfishness. Selfishness is an ugly trait, and will only lead to bad things happening in this society. Obtaining the ability to care about someone else other than yourself is all this generation needs to fix its problems, or some of the problems. So having a girlfriend will, all in all, teach you that it's not always about you, and that not just teaches you about like relationships, but life in general. We always need to be able to look at people and have that caring a heart towards them. And when you have grown up by yourself, you don't really have that, because when you think about doing things, you're only thinking about yourself. But if now you have somebody besides you, and you have that sense of care towards them, so this is going to really teach you a bit more on how to share your life, how to share your interests, how to just include people in your life. When you are thinking about doing something, you are thinking on how the other person is going to find that particular activity as well. And this is where you start to grow. Now this is where you start to learn about having a family, or looking after a family, because you are not just yourself now. And so these have been some of the pointers to begin with. This has just been an introduction, really, on the new series that we have started, which is called Boy Meets Girl, and this has been Why a Girlfriend. And so if you have any other points that, of course we have left out a lot of points, but if you have some points that you think would be more interesting, then you can share them with me, either from my website, machona.com. So that's www.machona.com. You can be able to hear the podcast, and also read the pointers that I've just been mentioning, and also be able to leave comments as well. And there's also a Facebook page, which is Machona. So you can look out for Machona on Facebook as well, and you can be able to comment on there. You can be able to like the page. And Instagram, I don't really use Instagram that much, but you can find me on there as well. And I think it should be Machonas on Instagram. And you can be able to leave some comments there, or DM me as well. Same as Twitter. It's Machona, @Machona. And you'll be able to DM me, or at me on Twitter as well. And so that will just be an interesting way to getting to hear what your thoughts are on the topic, and also just getting more of what you would want to hear in the next episodes as well. So from me, it's have a great week. Look after yourselves, and always keep in mind that the person you might be sitting next to, or the person you might be walking next to, might be carrying something. You don't know where they have been, so always look after yourself, and keep yourself safe, and look after your families, as we always say. So have a great week, And it's been Machona. Hello and welcome to the Machona Podcast. This is Machona, and I hope you've had a great week, staying safe from the COVID-19 as well. Today we are continuing with the series that we started, which is Boy Meets Girl. And the last recording that we did, we discussed why somebody would want to have a girlfriend. So we went through a series of reasons on why somebody would think about having a partner. Now today we are going to talk about finding the right partner, and this is the first time that we are also going to incorporate video, which I hope will be enjoyable to you. And so I went through a number of medias, just trying to find those steps that we can discuss as usual. And I found about 6 of them, so I'm going to just read each one of them, and then we discuss. So the first one is you need to find someone that you like being around. And what this means is you need to find someone that you feel comfortable to be around, and someone that you obviously if you are away from them, you can't wait to go back to them and hang out with them. And this is very important because a relationship is supposed to be, it's supposed to bring some form of happiness to each partner. And if you can't stand being around someone, then you can't really enjoy their company as well. And if you can't enjoy their company, then their relationship already has issues there. So you need to find someone that you are comfortable with, someone that you can be able to express yourself or your inner self around, and not feel judged or feel like somebody's trying to change the way you act or the way you carry yourself. But find someone that you can be silly around with, and that gives you that comfortability. You would be comfortable around them, and you would be yourself. And so that's important. The second one is you need to find someone with self-respect, someone who loves herself in a positive light. I know nowadays we have too many people with insecurities. As someone has said, a lot of people nowadays are damaged. So you have a lot of people who have had their confidence knocked around because of a lot of bad relationships and the like. But you need to find someone who already knows their self-worth. And the reason why you need to find such a person is, as the saying goes, you can't love someone if you don't love yourself. And so if somebody has that love for themselves, then they would be able to know what kind of love to give to someone else as well. And so that is important. And the third one is she must be pretty. I know that sounds obvious, but in most cases, you'd find people, they are in a relationship, and they don't really want to walk around with their partner in public, or they don't want to be seen with their partner in public. And in most cases, it's because maybe you just fell in love with the person's personality, but you don't really find them to be that attractive, and so you start hiding them or something like that. And so the main reason really is you need to prioritize the emotional attraction, of course. but also don't neglect the physical attraction as well, because that also plays an important part. You might be with someone and then you start looking elsewhere, which definitely is a no-no. So you need to make sure that the person that you are going after is good to your eye as well as to your heart. The fourth one is they need to have a good sense of humor. Now, laughter is very important, and it's also a very good part of any relationship. And if you are able to laugh with someone, then obviously you can easily be able to build a strong friendship from there. And even if something that is always prevalent is you are going to have fights in that relationship. And if you do not have that strong foundation of friendship where you can be light-hearted towards each other, then in most cases it becomes a problem, because grudges will be held. But if that person is truly your friend, then you can easily be able to forgive each other and move on, and you can probably even have a laugh about it afterwards. So it is very important to find someone with a good sense of humor, and they should be independent. So you need to find someone who's able to stand on their own 2 feet and be comfortable. Someone who has their own interests and priorities as well. You don't want someone who's going to depend too much on you, because that's a weight that you would now start needing to bear. You need to find someone who's able to, like, she has her own interests and she has her own priorities as well, which means she is able to, even if you're not there, she is still able to, stand on her own. Even though you're supposed to be a team, but sometimes you can be separated maybe by distance or whatever. But if that person was already standing on their 2 feet when you found her, then that means even if you're not there, the connection will still be around, because nothing pretty much changes in her day-to-day activities, but only maybe the distance has come around, and then you can find ways of working around that. So you definitely do need someone who's independent and not very clingy. I know some people do like to have girlfriends who are clingy, like every time she just wants to be with you and all that kind of stuff. But it's in the long run, it starts to suffocate the guy in one way or the other. And so that's important as well. Now the last one that I found, or that I chose to, I'm trying to make the video a bit short because of the editing and all that, and it's the first one. I don't want to make it too long. So the last one is you need someone who wants the same out of the relationship as you. So when you are getting into this relationship, you need to have the same goals. You need to have a picture of the same destination, really, of where the relationship should be going. If it is marriage that you want to get out of it, then both should be on the same page. If it's just let's see what happens, then at least both should know, because it's no fun being in a relationship alone. It's no fun trying to do as much as you can for someone, and then they are not really fully committed to the relationship. Or in other words, you could be maybe just trying to see what happens, and then the other person is really, really in love with you, and they start to have plans of the future. That is very cruel. And so you need to make sure that the other person is on the same page and they have the same goals as you for the relationship. So these are the short tips that I had. Hope you enjoy the video as well. This is the first time. I'll be looking forward to seeing the feedback on the video, especially. I'll put it on YouTube. My channel is called the Machona Podcast, so you can search for that and you'll be able to see the other episodes as well. And the other place that I'll put it on is my website, which is machona.com. So that's www.machona.com. And also there is a Facebook page as well, which is called Machona Podcast. You can hop on there as well and comment on whatever you see on there, and we can then be able to interact. So don't forget to subscribe as well when you go to the YouTube channel, so that you would be able to see notifications every time that we post a new video. So once again, it's been Machona. Have a great week, and we'll see you on the other side. Hello and welcome to the Machona Podcast. Today we are not going to continue with our episode from the series Boy Meets Girl, and this is because I did not think I would do it justice by myself. So I wanted to have someone, most preferably female, who would be able to at least give us a take from the other side as well, so that we can discuss the episode that we have scheduled. So I'm working on that, and I'm hoping that maybe before the end of this coming week I would have something up. But in the meantime, just some random thoughts that I had. I was thinking about how we interact with people in our day-to-day lives, and I was thinking, about what we mean when you say someone is weird. In most cases, it's people that we have never interacted with. Maybe we've just seen them from a distance and we thought they are weird. And from my thinking, I came up with a conclusion that most of the times it's usually because we are judging those people based on our own preferences or based on our own experiences. And so when you see someone acting different, you think they are not normal, but in actual sense they are their own normal, and they are just different from you. And so it's one of the main reasons really that people avoid certain individuals, and before they even interact with them. The old saying, I just don't like that person naturally. It's not naturally, actually it's based on how you feel a normal person is supposed to act, based on your own preferences. And so I thought let's just cut some slack on some people, and actually just start like when you see someone for the first time, like you just treat them first of all as human, and then once you start to interact with them, then you either take away or add to how you feel about them, and that way you get to know the person first with a clean slate, and then based on their actions, that's where you now decide whether that person is someone you can be able to interact with on a regular or not. It also happens a lot in the workplaces, where if somebody is in a higher position, they straight away wouldn't be able to interact with someone that's lower than them. I find that to be, I wouldn't say wrong, because it's also, that's just how the people are, but I think it's not for me, because for me, I feel like I'm the kind of person who would interact with my boss just the same way as I interact with, maybe the lowest person in the company. I would still have a laugh with whoever, and it's just based on like the energy that they give me, that I would be able to maybe stay away from some people, or have a laugh with. I'm somebody who believes in like being approachable. Like anybody can approach you at any time, and you would at least have time for them to hear what they have to say, before you just shrug them off and send them away to someone else. I think I first learned this in, I think, somewhere around 2009. I had visited a friend of mine's workplace, and I think I was just challenged then, because like walking around with him at his workplace, it's like literally everyone that would meet who worked there was greeting him with a smile. Like they had like they all looked like they had a story for him, and that was just a great challenge, because not all of those people were like at his level of like maybe technical level or whatever it is. Most of them were just like just someone who's cleaning around, like they but like when they see him, they would just light up, because he was that good with them. I know some of us are not really like people persons, like you're like there's that new word, like extroverted introvert, where you don't actively go out to interact with people, but if they do come to you, then you have all the time for them, and you would still make them feel comfortable talking to you. And I think that's me, and that's how I like to like just carry myself, and so it's just a challenge that like with whoever you meet, you just give them at least some time to prove to you like who they are as a person, and what character they have. And don't just look at their status, don't just look at their position if you're working in a company, but just like look at them as a person, and be able to judge from the energy that they give you from then on. Because even if you're a boss in a company, at the end of the day you're still a person, and as a person you need to treat others with that human respect at least. So yeah, that's the thought that I had, and because I didn't have an episode for you, I just thought I'd just ramble on and just have something to post. So hoping you have a great week coming up. I'll be doing a bit of travels, but yeah, so next weekend probably I'll be very tired, but it's all good. Stay safe, keep your family safe from the COVID-19 as well. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, which is Machona Podcast. And also look for the Facebook page as well, which is Machona Podcast as well. And you can like it, and you can comment on whatever is there, and let's interact. And yeah, I'll see you on the other side. Hello and welcome to the Machona Podcast. It has been a while since we last recorded, and I do apologize for that. This has been mainly due to work commitments, and also just sorting out one or two things in life. But here we are. I hope you've had a good month or two, and I hope you're keeping safe. Hope no one has been afflicted or is going through any of the issues that we have at the moment, mostly the COVID-19. I sincerely hope that everybody is keeping safe. So we are continuing with the series called Boy Meets Girl. And the last episode that we recorded was talking about why someone might need to look for a partner. And so today, this recording is talking about where you would be able to find someone to consider as a partner. Now, before we get into it, I would like to first of all just put it out there that I have no problem whatsoever regarding where someone meets their life partner. I do believe that it's all in the connection that you build after you have met, and not really in where you have met with someone, because we do meet people in random places, but what determines the relationship is mostly the conversations that you have thereafter, and also just the connection that you build. Now, having said that, I do have a number of ideas that I would like to float around, and people then would be able to decide whether that works for them or not. So, the first one, in regards to where you would be able to find your partner, I thought is events that maybe you are interested in. And events, I mean, maybe, musical shows or concerts, or events that you would have maybe around the mall and stuff like that. So if it's about something that you enjoy, like for me personally, maybe if it's about like a tech event where I know, like they do have, like IT stuff or whatever, I would be interested to, if I do meet someone there, then I would know that they definitely are interested in tech as well. And so that would be a plus. It could be sports events as well. I do love sports. So if I do meet someone who enjoys sports, then that's also a plus as well. The other places that someone would meet would want to meet someone is maybe church, for those who are religious, or a mosque. And there, in most cases, people are looking for somebody who shares a similar religious belief with them, and so that definitely would be a good place as well. And a lot of people have comfort in that, because they know that whatever the other person believes in, that's probably what they do hold dear to as well. And so this makes it a lot easier, especially when raising families, because then you are on the same page as well. And the other place I feel is the workplace. I know a lot of people don't really consider this due to the cons that comes with it, because one, you'll be seeing the person pretty much the whole week, and for a lot of people that's a bit too much for a new relationship. You wouldn't be happy if you come across your partner, maybe they have made a mistake and the boss is going off at them. That can become quite uncomfortable. Or even just like office gossip, somebody's talking about your partner, maybe they don't know that you are dating that person, and they are talking about, maybe somebody has a crush on you, or they are talking about maybe your not so good attributes, amongst themselves, because obviously they have no idea, and then you're just there, stuck listening to whatever they're talking about. So that could be a bit unsettling for some people, but it is definitely a good place to find love as well, because then you would be able to see that person for free, really, the whole week. And you would be able to also know more about their personality as well, because you have a lot of witnesses in the same area who have interacted with the person that you're interested in. Now, the other place is obviously, like I mentioned, there are people who like maybe you go jogging, for instance, and you meet someone there. So then that means pretty much in the street. You I've never done this before, like meet someone just in the street and strike up a conversation with them. I have never done it before. Can't remember ever doing that. I don't know why, but it hasn't just been in me to just strike up a conversation with somebody that I've just randomly met. But that's neither here nor there. So yeah, it's a good place to meet as well in the street. Uh, some people like to go, maybe like I mentioned earlier, jogging. You then meet someone who's there jogging as well. So that's already an activity that you can both try to build on, because then you find out what time they go out, and what time they finish their jogging and stuff like that, and then you can spend that time to just interact and get to know each other. And the other place which is pretty common nowadays is social media. Now, social media is on everybody's lips and fingers nowadays, and we do meet a lot of people. I know, because from my Facebook alone, I've got maybe about 5,000, and then I've got my page which has over 10,000 people on there as well. Now, if you're just using, like just the normal Facebook, you also do get to meet a lot of people, like you see them from their updates, and you see them from their photos, and they catch your eye. It is also a good place, like you DM them, and you strike up a conversation, and start to, if they're interested in you as well, then they would obviously respond, and then from then on you can start getting to know each other. Now, a lot of people have, I would like to call them, misconceptions about online dating. I know I've done quite a bit of it. But the most common misconception is you can't trust someone from the internet. Now, I beg to differ on that one, because someone from the internet is the same person that you would meet in the street. It's the same person that you would meet maybe at church. It's the same person that you would meet even in the workplace. And the only thing that I would maybe put as a word of caution is don't just rely on the internet. Don't give your life away to somebody you have not met in person. If you do start talking to someone on the internet, the best thing that you can do is meet them first in person before you finalize any relationship commitments. Meet them in person, and as I always advised, the best place to meet is in public places. That's a lot safer. So you meet them in public places, maybe 2-3 times. You gauge, your interaction with them in person, and then that is going to tell you what kind of a person they are, whether they are a genuine person or not. And from then on, you can now be able to make decisions. But all in all, wherever you meet, or whatever place you meet, it's always important to build a friendship first before you can get into love or whatever it is that you're trying to get from it. But a friendship first is a good foundation. So make sure you talk to the person, you ask them a lot of questions. If you are in doubt, ask. And if they are not willing to give you answers, then obviously that's a red flag to start with. You would think, why are they not open with their information? Now, a lot of people would say, oh, I'm weary about giving out personal information to somebody I've just met. Yes and no. But there's if you don't want to give like all the information, you could always do basics. Like you could always share basic information. And obviously, this is why I'm saying you build a friendship first before you can obviously start sharing whatever you feel is very private information. So build friendships first, because if love fails, you can always fall back onto friendship. And with that being said, I'll end here. It's a short recording, simply because it has been a while, and I'm a bit rusty, as you would obviously notice. But from now on, I think we are good to do the weekly recordings as was before. And so, have a great week. Remember to visit my website, which is at the back here. That's machona.com, and there you'll be able to see some or listen to some music that I did way back. And you would also be able to find the podcast recordings as well. So you'll be able to follow things from there, and you'll be able to also put your comments as well. And the other one is my Facebook page. It's also the Machona Podcast. You'll be able to like it, and also please share it as well. And you can also look out for me on no, not Facebook again, YouTube. YouTube, it's also the Machona Podcast as well. So please subscribe and share. And I will see you next week, probably the same time or around the same time. But you have a great week, and be blessed and stay safe. Hello and welcome to the Machona Podcast. I hope you've had a great week. Mine was fine, I guess. Work and still home, meeting up with a few friends here and there. But yeah, life goes on. This week we are continuing with our series called Boy Meets Girl. Now, the last episode we talked about, where to find love, and we talked about, the places where you can find a date, and also places where people might deem maybe not appropriate. But at the end of the day, what we concluded was that it doesn't matter where you meet someone, but what matters is the connection that you make with them. Now, after you have made that connection with the new person that you have met, now depending on the platform that you met them on, whether it was in the street or it was at work or it was somewhere, you now need to make a date, obviously, which is the first time that you will be spending time together to now talk about the connection that you have made between the two of you. So today we are talking about the best first date, or ideas for a first date, so to speak. And I do have some notes here with me from a particular website that I was looking at. Now, so when you are going on the first date, obviously there are a lot of things to consider. There's your own presentation, personal presentation. There is also your pocket, especially for the guys. And there is also the environment that you're going to be in, and also security, especially for the ladies as well. If you're meeting someone that you have not seen before, please do ensure that you are meeting in a secure area. We'll talk about that one later. So now, getting into it, you've set up a date, you've agreed on what time and the like. Now, what do you do after that? So the first thing that I found was for a new date, a first date, one of the most important things is affordability. To make sure you can afford the date. Whether you are the lady or the guy, it's always good to make sure that you can afford the date. The reason why I say that is because most coaches believe that the guy pays, but just in case something goes wrong, you don't want to be caught offside. So you need, as a lady, to at least be prepared. So the date must be affordable. And this is because, some guys go all the way out to show off to the girl, but in most cases, girls find it off-putting, because that means the guy is not responsible. You're just going there, spending however sums of money on somebody you don't even know, somebody you don't even have a guarantee that they're going to be with you. So that shows a bit of irresponsibility where finances are concerned. And so what you need to do is you need to go for something that is affordable, and something that even if that date, because it's not guaranteed that things will kick off from there, even if it doesn't go well, at least you have not wasted a lot of money. So make it simple, but at least it should be good. So affordability is very important. Now the other thing is to look at the environment and make sure it gives you a chance to converse freely. This means that it should be a place where you are able to talk to each other freely without any distractions. Now the distractions could be like, on a first date you can't go to a concert, you can't go to a movie on a first date, unless it's somebody that you already know. But on the first date, that date should be for the two of you to talk and get to know each other better, get to see your chemistry in person. And if you go to a movie, you will just be seated there watching the screen, and at the end of the movie, you still be at the same place you started at. You don't really know how you relate with a person a one-on-one. So the best thing is to make sure that you are in a quiet place that is able to give you the chance to talk to each other freely, but it should be public enough to ensure safety. Once again, I repeat. So the other issue that we need to consider is ample face-to-face time. Now, guys in most cases like to be side by side with their date, but I do believe from my bit of research that women actually prefer face to face. So they prefer that you are looking at each other, because I think it's also anyways important in general, because you'll be seeing the person's facial expressions as well, which in turn do tell a lot about what the person is thinking or how the person would react to whatever you're saying. So you need ample time to be face to face and not side by side. Side by side is pretty much the same as you're on the phone, because you're not really seeing how the person is reacting to what you're saying. So usually in these scenarios, then you go to maybe an eating place. Don't sit side by side. Make sure at least there is a bit of time where you sit opposite each other, and so that you can, it also shows sincerity. You can easily tell when somebody's lying if you're actually looking at their face, or if somebody's telling the truth. So that is very important for a first date as well. So the other one is novelty. Now this one I'm just going to read it because it's a new one for me as well. So it says don't just do something you do on a normal basis anyway, like maybe going to a restaurant or going to a bar that you normally go to. So try to switch things up. And it says a novel activity sets the butterflies aflutter. So do something that is out of your normal routine, so that at least it's something new. Being too much in a comfortable place will give you false confidence. It will So I know most people would be looking for that home ground advantage, but it might give you false confidence where you come out maybe giving the wrong impression to the person who's meeting you for the first time. So the best thing is to at least be in a neutral place where you are, your guards are up. You are aware, trying to be aware of your surroundings as much as you are looking at the person that you're with. So that is also something of importance, as I have just learned. And the other one is a backdrop that provides easy conversation fodder. Now there will be nary and awkward silence when there are plenty of things going on around you to comment on and talk about. So what this means is you try as much as you can to also observe the surroundings. That will give you something to talk about, because on a first date, definitely there's going to be those awkward moments of silence, which kind of throws people off. I know some people have ended up thinking, oh, maybe that's not the right person for me, because they couldn't talk, or because the conversation wasn't just flowing. There is an element of, obviously, nervousness when you're meeting a person for the first time. And as much as you're nervous, they're also nervous, and so they don't want to say too much because they might think they would say something wrong, or they don't want you to get a bad impression about them. And also, some people don't really want to give too much away about their personal issues, because there is a possibility that this date is not going to lead us anywhere, and I don't want you to know everything about me when I'm probably not going to see you again. So what the best thing that you can do is look at the surroundings. So be in an area where at least there's activity going on, which can help you to bring conversations. You can see something that's happening, that would be a good conversation starter. Or you can maybe go to like a restaurant where you would be able maybe to comment on the menu or something like that. So just make sure you are in a place that is not blank, or a place that does not give you any extra points of conversation. So these are things that you need to really consider. And I know there could be a lot of other ideas that you might have, so if you can put them in the comments, that would be great, so that we maybe would even make a part 2 of the same topic. But all in all, that's all I had, and I hope you have another great week coming up. Remember to stay safe, remember to keep your family safe as well, and even just whoever you come across, make sure you're protecting yourself from whatever issues are going on out there. But we'll see you next week with another recording. In the meantime, make sure you subscribe and share my videos or my audio recordings. So my videos are on YouTube. You can just look for the Machona Podcast, and you'll be able to also see the other videos that I have done so far. And with the audio, it's on Anchor, and also a lot of other podcast outlets. You just search for Machona Podcast, it should pop up. I know there's Apple Podcast, there's Spotify, there's Google Podcast, there's Anchor, as I mentioned, and a whole lot of other platforms as well. And also I have a Facebook page, the Machona Podcast, as well. So there you can leave your comments. You can let me know what else you'd want me to talk about in the next episodes. And the last one is machona.com, right here at the back. That's my website, so it's machona.com. There you can also be able to see the other recordings that I have done. There's a bit of music there which I used to do, and you can just go on there. You can leave comments on whatever content is there as well. And